a new shipment of trucks is sent to your dealership and you want to get them off your lot as soon as possible, right? Anybody that's in marketing in the automotive business is familiar with this problem, I'm sure. So we put a campaign strategy in place. 50% of the budget goes to paid search, 30% goes to display, and 20% goes to connected TV, right? When we go and we look at the final result, we sold 15 trucks. That's a 50% increase versus the 10 that we usually sell. You had a 50% increase in leads, so 150 versus 100. And again, we can look at the full breakdown of what the budgets look like. So paid search was 50%, display was 30, and connected TV was 20. Well, if we look at this and go a step further, right, we can look at the sessions, we can look at the conversions, the bounce rates, and we can sit here and sit back and say, okay, well, what can we take away from the success of each campaign? So off the start, knowing that we had significantly more conversions on paid search, we had a 100% increase. So we had 8 conversions. We had an additional 600 sessions happen from paid search. Off the bat, you may say, well, clearly paid search is the best way to do this. It's giving us more sessions. It's giving us more conversions. And our bounce rate's significantly lower by utilizing paid search, which I think most people looking at these top line metrics would agree with you. However, if we take it a step further, then we're saying, okay, well, that means connected TV and display were relatively failures, and paid search was the successful thing to do. So let's take that money and put it back into paid search, or just stop investing in display and connected TV and save that money. But if we go a step further and we look at our organic metrics, we can see a huge increase in organic sessions and conversions. We can see a huge increase in direct sessions and conversions. So now if we take that a step further, we can say, okay, well, maybe the connected TV piece or display piece had a big influence in people going and looking for us organically. Whether they go into Google and type our name or they go directly to our website because they've been branded with us. These are all things that are not quantifiable to this point, right? So it's not about where the click came from. It's about all the different channels that are going into the user's journey that ultimately gets them to the site and to connect. So how are we sure about that? How do we find out what those other things are that are driving shoppers to the website? How do we get away from attribution and move more towards influence, where we can see how many shoppers are actually being influenced by our television, by our direct mail, by our connected TV ads, by our display, by our video? Everything that we run, we now have the ability to look at from start to finish and see how much influence that's actually having to get a shopper to our site and ultimately buy a car or service a car at our dealerships.
And one of the things I like to say is our platform also is able to really do that closed marketing loop where we can actually see the sales directly related to that influence, which is another step forward where we can actually now have true ROI. You can actually put it up against your gross or what you're bringing in from a finance standpoint. So huge play in the marketing side that we haven't seen in quite some time.